welcome to the RY show, the Waiting Out COVID-19 series. I'm Li Ying. In today's episode, we continue to talk to people about how they cope with this pandemic. Today, we're very glad to have Sandy and Yanni joining us from France. So, hi guys.
Hi.
你们好。请问可以自我介绍一下吗？
可以，我叫 Sandy， 然后我来自湖北武汉。
Okay. And what about Yanni? Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm French. Yes, my name is Yann, and normally I live in Wuhan, in the middle of China. So we moved at the end of January because of the coronavirus, and we returned back to France because normally at the beginning of February, France was very safe, but now it's very, very, very dangerous to stay outside the home. So we spend our time at home, and we are waiting for better life, better days to return back to China.
All right. So how long have you been staying indoors in France?
Now it's my first weeks. Yes. And when we arrived in the beginning of February, we stay at the south of France because French government wants to be confined in a place with other people, with other French people who are come from China. So we spend two weeks in the south of France, and then after the test, because we have two tests and negative tests, we have to go outside the place and return back home in my place here. So after 3 weeks, I worked with a friend, and after 3 weeks, the French government wants to stop the job for every people. So we have to stay at home, and if we can work at home, it's better. But for me, it's impossible because I'm a hairstylist, so I can't work.
So did you choose to do the test yourselves, or were you asked to take the tests?
Every people from China do the test. So we have two tests during the 2 weeks.
So anybody who came back from China has to do the test?
Yes, of course. We were in a special plane from Wuhan to France with medical and personal medical inside the plane. Yes.
All right. So that was a special flight, especially taking French people in Wuhan back to France.
Some of people was from other country of Europe. The French government decided to organize the plane, and different part of Europe decide to take some people for the other country inside the plane. So we were 250 people with, I think, 20 nationality different.
And so Sandy decided to come back to France with you.
I decided for her. because
You decided for her.
yeah, because of she's got a boy, and I think it was very safe to move outside China. So first of all, she don't want to come because of the family. She's got mother, father, and brother. So she wants to stay in China, but I asked for her to come and with me. So it's because now she's a little bit afraid because of the virus in France.
所以 Sandy 当时你是不太想去法国的是吗？
对对对，是的。
为什么不想去呢？
因为我觉得，因为这个病毒期间的话，我觉得最好是留在家里比较安全一点。就是我觉得出门的话，不管去哪里，给人的感觉就是不太安全。所以我就当时我就想到，就还是想留在中国这样想的。
可是我们不在外面，我们住在
对，然
房
后
子里面。
对，然后我们在中国的时候一直都是在自己的房子里面，也没有出去，包括就是说春节吃团年饭的时候，我们也都没有任何准备，因为没有想到这个事情会这么严重的，就是没有任何准备的情况下，我们就一直都在家里。自从听到这个消息之后，我们就一直都在家里，没有出门，然后导致就是春节期间粮食缺少，没有粮食吃，没有东西吃了。后面我们也会想一些办法，就是出去尽量买一点点吧，但是基本上不敢出去，是这样子的。
当时是很害怕吗？
非常害怕，非常非常害怕。
对。然后你到了法国之后，是什么感觉？刚到法国之后的时候？
因为到法国，因为当时中国病毒比较严重的，但是法国这边好像还没有听说，就没有感觉到，就是说，就感觉人一下子放松了很多，因为觉得好像就很安全了，但是现在跟中国差不多，跟中国我来之前差不多，那种感觉是差不多的，也是相当紧张的感觉，出去就
就是刚到法国的时候会有担心家人吗？
有担心，但是我的爸爸妈妈他们也就是跟我一样的，因为他们也是60多岁的人了，然后他们身体状况也不太好，所以他们也是在家里，也是一直都在家里，没有出过门。然后我们的小区的话，基本上都是有网管，就是小区片区的网管，他们会负责的话送一些就是你想要的粮食啊、米呀、面啊，会送到家门口去，所以他们我觉得还是相当安全的。最主要是他们不用出门，
那现在在法国的话，你们是需要出门解决食物的问题吗？
因为我们在法国这边，每个星期都会出去买一些日用品，比如说意大利面啊，还有一些面粉之类的，然后也会出去买一点，然后我们也会戴上口罩，也有那个手套，防护措施我们做的还是不错的，因为毕竟我从中国过来，我的这个意识比较强烈一些吧。
就是请问你们现在比如说口罩啊，这方面的供给还是比较充足的吗？
还可以，还充足，还比较充足吧。
就是在法国，是因为要买食物，所以一定还是要出去，没有办法完全待在家里，是吧？
对，因为我们住的这个地方属于农村吧，属于郊区。
农村没有人。
就是农村没有人，然后也不会说像武汉，它都是 可以送啊，可以就是说有一些那方面的就是方便一些，但这里就没有，必须自己要出去买。
那也会如果是农村的话，是不是人口也不是那么密集，会相对安全一点？
哎，对，人很少。因为他
嗯
们这边的农村跟我们中国的农村是不一样的，它不像我们中国的农村是房子一个挨一个的，它这个是很远就一栋房子，很远就一栋房子是这样子的，没有那么密集，几乎的话看不到人，就这样。
All right. Okay. So, Yanni, I have a question for you. So, what measures has France been taking to fight COVID-19?
Actually, I don't know exactly because hospital have a lot of people inside, so they want to find looking for search for something new and something good for the virus, and they want a lot of masks because the problem in France, they don't want, first of all, at the beginning of the epidemic, they don't want any people wear a mask. So it was totally ridiculous. And now government think to ask all the French people to wear the mask. But the problem is we don't have any mask. Just for hospital and doctor, but not for. It's a mess.
How do people in France generally do to stop themselves from getting the virus at the moment?
Actually, they know the problem is very dangerous, and they don't want to go outside. So they are waiting for the mask, and maybe after that, in 2 or 3 weeks, some of them will go to work. But now everything is stopped.
Okay, so people now just try not to go out. Is there any strict rule that you cannot go out?
Very strict now. Yeah. If we go outside, the policeman can give you a fine now. The rules are very strict now. Yeah. Since 2 weeks. Just before, by example, in Paris, a lot of people who go outside for walking in the park and running, but now it's very dangerous and forbidden for people.
So has the EU been doing anything to help countries?
Yes, the same for every part. Yes, particularly in Italy now, Italy and Spain.
All right. Okay.
But we hope to go to China very soon.
I see. Have you tried to buy any tickets back to China?
No, we don't have any tickets because we don't have any plane to go to China. The French airports in Paris, the 2 French airports are closed now. Any planes go.
I mean, before the situation in France got bad, did you think of coming back to China? As the situation back in China was getting better day by day.
Yes, because actually it's more safe in China. But
yeah.
Now I think for me as a French people, I think I will return back to China at the beginning of September if it's possible. But for her, because she misses her family, and as soon as possible she will come to China.
Sandy, I'd like to ask Sandy a question. Sandy, 就是在武汉您认识的人当中有人感染吗？
我认识的有一个，可以说是我，但是具体的我没有认识的朋友感染这个病毒，但是我的朋友的朋友有，就是最初好像是12月份的时候，12月还是1月，大概的时间我就记得不太清楚啊。就是我一个朋友的他的朋友，就是出去好像是超市买个菜，然后就感染这个病毒，后面因为这个情况严重了，所以去世了。
所以你当时是什么感觉？
反正我觉得这个病毒太可怕了。病毒太可怕了。无法想象。
那现在现在在法国的话，就是你的整个感受会有什么不一样吗？如果现在你在中国跟就是你可能也有在跟国内的家人联系，他们会担心你吗？对，
会，我的爸爸妈妈还有我的弟弟啊、朋友啊都很关心我。他说你在法国怎么样？经常会打电话问。然后我因为怎么说，我不会说法语，包括法国的一些新闻啊、一些消息啊，我好像是一头雾水，不懂，不知道。然后我现在也在每天呢，就抓紧时间，有点时间我就学法语，看看法语书。我想更多的就是了解一下法国的文化和他们这边的风俗习惯。
所以那你每天是怎么接受到这些信息呢？你还是会关注关于这个病毒的信息吗？
我会经常看我的手机，
看中文的新闻是吗？
对对对，包括现在看的最多的就是现在就是国外的一些新闻。
那就是你会想就是那你怎么了解当地的一些情况？
中国朋友他们的住在法国，现在。
我有一些中国的朋友，他们也住在法国。包括
OK，
对，
会让你觉得就是会感觉会好一点吗？
我感觉还是在家好。对，
所以在那里还是感觉不到安全感，是这个意思吗？
对。那你毕竟
就是
不是自己的祖国。
但是有像亚妮在你身边，也还是会觉得没有在国内安定一些，是吗？
对，因为
即便是同样的情况。
对，因为我们的思想是不一样的，因为中国的防范意识跟国外的防范意识是不一样的，我感觉是不一样的。
你会觉得在那边让你觉得比较奇怪或者不理解的他们的一些防范意识有什么吗？
比方我高度的紧张啊，我会很紧张，我会就是说，包括出门我恨不得要戴2层口罩我才觉得舒服，但是他们就觉得没有必要，戴一个口罩就可以了。我就是我属于那种过度担心的那一种吧，所以他们会觉得我有点奇怪，是这样子。但是我也能接受他思想观念会不一样。
那就是你在法国待的这段时间，你会觉得比如说作为一个中国人在那里生活，在这个特殊的时期，你会遇到过什么困难吗？
现在还好，在家里还好，但是一旦他们出去超市买东西，我就会很紧张，会很担心。
为什么呢？
因为
您担心什么呢？
我担心出去有病毒啊， 会把病毒带回来呀，毕竟家里还有2个老人。
对，那你会跟他们比如说像亚妮的家人，在这个防范方面，也会有一些不一样的地方，你会跟他们去解释，就是你认为是正确的一些防范措施。
我之前也沟通过，但是每个人的观念不一样，可能他们会觉得我过度紧张了吧，可能我自己也觉得是不是太过度紧张了，因为从武汉当时知道这个情况之后，因为我是最直接的，因为我的样里他不懂中文，他对中国的新闻就是不太就是太清楚啊，不是非常清楚，没有我那么直接，所以我紧张的话还是有一定的理由的。
对，那就是像你一直这么紧张，有没有做一点事情让自己稍微放松一点？
就有时候会自己锻炼一下呀，跑跑步啊，在家里做做运动啊，然后就看看法语书啊，这样子。
看电影，
会有帮助吗？看电影，
让心情会放松一点。
What about Yanni? How do you spend your days at home?
So it's very long. Morning, I read some books, and afternoon I use my computer and I prepare some. I want to my project in China is to teach Chinese hairdresser for a concept we use in France for the shape of face, and I have to prepare a book. So I use my computer, and every day I work for that. But for the rest of my time, I talk with my family, read some books, and watch TV. And some of my friends told me by WeChat or Messenger and Facebook. And that's all.
All right. So, has it been difficult for you to spend time at home?
No, it's very long because, as I said, we spend 3 times confinement, so it's very long. Since the beginning of the new Chinese New Year. So, yes.
All right. So are you hopeful that the situation in France will get better soon?
Yeah, of course. All of people we want to go outside and we want to go working and spend the rest of the time with friends and work and the life, just a life, normal life.
All right. So, are you confident about the French government in dealing with this whole situation? All right.
No, not really.
Not really. Okay. What what are the things that you're not quite happy with?
Talk about the virus and first of all, when they saw Italy, the problem of Italy, French government said, "Oh, it's okay, no problem. In France, all is under control, no problem." But now it's a big problem, and the government think it's normal, but it's not normal for people now.
Yeah, I see. What can they do to make the situation a little bit more, hopeful?
The same for China. We have to wait, and if people respect the rules, I think in a couple of weeks that will be better. So we have no choice actually. And
so
after that,
when it
and after that, I think the French mentality have to change, and people have to wear sometimes a mask because they don't think mask is very important. But when I talk with my friend, my French friend, I live in China, so I'm used to go outside and sometimes wear a mask with the pollution and when we have some healthy problem. But it's not something very clear for French people, for European people. So I think the new, after the coronavirus, people will think different.
就是如果这个疫情结束了之后，你们最想做的事情是什么？
我是想尽快回中国。
What about Yanni? Okay, what's the first thing you would like to do after the situation gets better?
My daughter and my boy, because they don't live here in that place, so I can see them by WeChat. That's not it's not really a good life with me for me.
All right, I see. Is there anything else, Yanni, you would like to share with us?
Yes. And thank you for broadcast for me.
Thank you for joining us.
Because French people are not used to talk in English, and now I stay in France since 4 months, and I just talk in French and sometimes in Chinese language with Sandy. So my English is a little bit bad.
It's pretty good. I think we had a good conversation today, and thank you for joining us. I hope the situation will get better, and both of you will be able to come back to China as soon as possible.
Thank you.
Sandy 还有没有什么想跟我们分享的一些想法？
怎么说呢？我想的话就是，如果就是国外啊，他们他们的防范措施，如果说有我们中国人的那种防范意识那么强的话，我想对我来说的，在国外的话是感觉非常安全的。
All right. Yanni. 对，您讲。Yeah. Sandy was saying that a lot of French people don't take this virus seriously. Do you feel the same?
Yes, of course. Yes. As I say, the French government don't think it's a big problem. And as we say in French, prennent les choses à la légère, very soft. So it's too bad. And when we live in China, and when we saw the problem in Wuhan, because we were in Wuhan, we can't imagine in France. Most of the time when I go to the supermarket, I'm just the only one to put the mask. You know, in that place, it's very small place, a small town. We are only 3,000 people. So the supermarket is very small. We don't go with a lot of people inside the supermarket. So I think it's not really dangerous, but in other town with a big supermarkets, if people don't respect the rule, it can be a big problem.
So when you see people, I mean, in France, not taking the right precautions, how do you feel?
I say to my friend to put the mask and to take some precaution, but I can't talk with any people. Some people can look at me and you are crazy. Why you wear a mask? Sometimes at the beginning of the coronavirus, French people are very disappointed with that. When they say oh, sorry.
They see you wearing a mask. When they see you wearing a mask, they are disappointed.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And after the 2 weeks in the south of France, when we go outside, Sandy wants to put a mask outside. So I said, no, if you wear a mask because you are Chinese, you will have a big problem because French people think the coronavirus is from China and every Asian people have the coronavirus. So I talk with, don't put a mask. Here it's safe now, so no problem.
So at first, it was difficult for her to wear a mask to go out because people will stare at her and that probably will be a problem. And since when that changed?
Now the vision of people is
okay. Now people's attitude has changed.
So now if you wear a mask, it's normal, you know. And people want to buy some mask. Actually, French people all people want to buy a mask, but we don't have any.
All right. Okay. Yeah, it's been a difficult time. And thank you so much for sharing your story with us. I hope you stay well and safe, and hopefully you can come back to China as soon as possible.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. 谢谢 Sandy. Okay. All right. So bye for now, and take care.